ain't over yet. The game begins now. Ha! Azadi! Been lying for a long time. Bones have become weak. Abracadabra! Need to nourish the bones. Let me check where my siblings are. Hang on, learned a couple of magic tricks in the underworld. What I'm hungry yaar. Phew. Stomach forever hungry. Abracadabra, party time. Let's lay out a platter. Hey, you start eating. Cells. They make all of us, and they require constant energy to drive our body functions. That's why we eat food. Do you think that digestion happens in one go? No. The food that we chew moves through food tube by a process known as peristalsis, in which systematic squeezing of muscles moves the food particles down to the stomach. The food is ground and mixed with acidic juices in the stomach to break down the food into fine particles to facilitate digestion and easy absorption of nutrients in the next stage. It is a highly elastic expandable bag which can enlarge up to 20 times on a full meal. Crucial part of the digestion begins in the small intestine. It is here that the bile from the liver, pancreatic juices from pancreas, and digestive juices from the intestinal wall itself join the process to liberate the nutrients from the food. These nutrients are absorbed by the 7-meter long small intestine through finger-like projections called villi. The nutrients are then carried through blood to liver, where it is either stored or used depending upon requirement. Liver is our body's largest internal organ and the center of metabolism. Though it plays minimal role in digestion, it performs over 200 important functions. Owing to its great regeneration capacity, it is called immortal organ. The undigested food moves down to the large intestine, where the water is absorbed and the waste is eliminated. Often we eat more than required. The result? Fat. Oh yeah. Well, that was after a long time. But before our cells come back and demand energy, they also need one vital component. Oxygen. Without oxygen, we cannot survive. Now let me call my other sibling, the lungs. We breathe about 10 to 14 times a minute and take in half a liter of air each time. The air goes to spongy and soft lungs, where the oxygen is absorbed, and the remaining gases along with carbon dioxide are exhaled. We consume slightly about 20% of oxygen that we take in. Do you know that our two lungs are not identical? The left lung has only 2 lobes compared to 3 of the right one to accommodate for our heart. In order to have efficient diffusion of oxygen, the lungs have 300 million microscopic air sacs called alveoli. If the lungs were open flat, they would be as big as a tennis court. Nutrients and oxygenated blood are in position. We need to transport these. Here comes the circulatory system. The core of the system is the heart. It is this heart that keeps us alive. It's made of cardiac cells which have 4 unique characters: excitability, conductivity, contractility, and rhythmicity. The heart has two pumps. One circulates the blood collected from the body for oxygenating the lungs, and the other circulates the oxygenated blood through 1.5 lakh kilometers length of blood vessels in the body. It has the capacity to pump 4.5 liters of blood in a normal condition and up to 25 liters per minute under extreme condition. Thanks to the amazing contractions of heart muscles. Muscles make us move. Its contraction is the basis of all skeletal movements. The muscular system, having 656 muscles, protects the internal organs, gives strength to the structure, and helps us perform work. Various facial expressions are possible only because of these muscles. These are connected to the bones through tendons. Do you know muscles work by pulling and never by pushing? I always stand to back up your body. Otherwise, the body is nothing but a piece of flesh. Bones are made of two substances: flexible collagen and brittle calcium phosphate, mixed in right proportions. The skull, made of 22 bones, houses the most delicate part of our body, the brain. The complex movements of body are the boon of several joints in our skeleton. The backbone of skeleton protects very delicate spinal cord. In addition, skeleton also acts like a mineral reserve for the body. The core of the bone consists of bone marrow, which produces about 2 million red blood cells per second to replenish the old and dead blood cells. Why are you looking towards my skull? Oh, I get it. What lies inside the skull is more mysterious than the most powerful computer ever built. Brain. What we do, what we think, and what we understand is all due to the brain, which is a central part of our nervous system. The seat of thought has distinct locations to control distinct parts, functions of our body. It is highly organized. The brain stem controls basic life functions such as breathing, heartbeat, etc. Hypothalamus controls responses to basic needs such as eating, drinking, and sleeping. Cerebellum coordinates body movements, balance, and posture. The two deeply folded cerebral hemispheres accounts 80% volume of brain. It is the development of this part of the brain that distinguishes us from all other animals. The spinal cord is also involved in reflex actions, the automatic responses which protect the body from hazards, such as automatically withdrawing the hand from a hot object. Millions of nerve cells called neurons are linked together to form a complex signaling network. But they don't actually join. There always is a small gap between one cell and the next, called synapse. When a signal arrives at a synapse, stored chemicals are released and cross the gap to the next nerve cell. The nerve impulse sweeps along neurons at a speed of up to 100 meters per second. Our body is constantly under attack. The body has a formidable army of defenders to protect itself. The first line of defense is external. The integumentary system. The skin forms the body's outer covering and provides a protection from invasion by external microorganisms, ultraviolet rays, etc. The second line of defense comes into force when the attack is successful. The defensive white blood cells, lymphocytes, which release killer chemicals called antibodies, and macrophages that engulf and destroy pathogens found in the circulatory and lymphatic systems together, comprising the immune system.
Lymphatic system activated. Lymphatic system activated.
A very important system to filter our blood and remove the impurities is urinary system. It primarily contains a pair of kidneys located in the upper abdomen, one on either side of the backbone. There are 1 million tiny filtration systems called nephrons in each kidney, and it filters at an amazing rate. They filter the blood in our body 20 times in an hour, approximately 6 to 7 large buckets in an hour. It primarily removes urea from our blood and maintains iron balance. Growth and health of our body depends on hormones, which are chemical messengers. These hormones are the substances secreted by different organs called glands for the use of our body. These are directly inducted into the bloodstream. These glands are pituitary glands, thyroid glands, pancreas, adrenal glands, testes, and ovaries. Life is a cycle of ends and starts. An important system that facilitates in creating offspring is the reproductive system. This has different features in male and females. Male organs produce sperms carrying genetic information from the male, which interact with the ovum having genetic information of female to create a new life, which is a mix of two.